the very first lineup of Supertramp. In a unique origin story, the unknown band was completely funded by a Dutch millionaire who became their patron. He paid for all their gear and expenses simply because he believed in their musical vision. Bruce Springsteen, the year his life changed. To create his masterpiece, Born to Run, he spent 6 agonizing months in the studio, chasing a sound he heard in his head. The pressure nearly broke him, but the legendary result was worth it. The queen of psychedelic soul takes a break. Her favorite drink was Southern Comfort, and she drank it so often on stage that the company rewarded her for all the free publicity by buying her a lavish, full-length lynx fur coat. AC/DC in the early 80s, reborn and bigger than ever. With new singer Brian Johnson, they rose from the ashes of tragedy to release Back in Black and become the biggest hard rock band in the world, conquering stadiums everywhere. Styx in 1979, the year they hit #1 with the ballad Babe. But that massive success was the beginning of the end. The band's rockers hated the song, creating a deep creative rift that would ultimately break up the band at its peak. Deep Purple on Top of the World in the early 70s. They looked like serious rock gods, but behind the scenes they were legendary pranksters, led by guitarist Ritchie Blackmore, who thought nothing of setting fire to drum kits or booby-trapping hotel rooms. The Stones in Milan. This was the first tour with new guitarist Mick Taylor. His stunning, melodic lead playing pushed the band to new musical heights, creating what many fans believe was the greatest live version of the Rolling Stones ever. A portrait of Led Zeppelin from their very first photo shoot in 1968, before they'd even played a major gig. This image captures the 4 forces of nature, just as they were about to launch the decade-long reign that would forever define heavy rock. David Bowie in 1969, the year he finally broke through with Space Oddity. This was taken at the Beckenham Arts Lab, a creative commune and folk club he co-founded, where he workshopped the very song that would launch him to stardom. Three Queens of Rock, backstage in Japan, 1977. Suzi Quatro, the trailblazer, Joan Jett, the rebel she inspired, and Debbie Harry, the new wave icon. An incredible, unrepeatable summit of 3 women who completely changed the game. Genesis in 1974, at the peak of their progressive power. This photo captures them during the tour for The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, a creative masterpiece, but a grueling experience that would lead to Peter Gabriel's departure from the band. A young Eric Clapton in 1964. The caption says, "This is his mother, but it's actually his grandmother who raised him." The discovery that the woman he thought was his sister was his real mother was a trauma that haunted his life and music. George Harrison at home with his dog. George was so devoted to his sitar mentor and dear friend, the great Ravi Shankar, that he named this very dog Shankar in his honor, a symbol of their lifelong spiritual connection. At the Rock and Roll Circus in 1968. The Who's performance that day was so legendary, it's said the Stones shelved the film for decades because they knew they'd been outplayed. A moment of friendly fire from rock's greatest drummer. The undisputed kings of soft rock, 1972. While Bread's music was famously smooth and romantic, the band itself was falling apart. Creative tensions were so bad that they would break up at the absolute height of their fame just a year later. Styx, in 1979, at the height of their powers after releasing Cornerstone. Yet, the massive success of the ballad Babe created a deep creative divide between Janis Joplin and the band's rockers, setting the stage for future conflict and glory. Talking heads at their home base, CBGB. Surrounded by leather-clad punks, their clean-cut, art school look was revolutionary. They brought a nervous, intellectual energy to the scene, proving that punk could be smart as well as loud. The final, defining moment of Woodstock. But when Jimi Hendrix took the stage, it was actually Monday morning. Due to endless delays, he played his legendary set to a fraction of the original crowd, who stayed to witness history. Led Zeppelin, kings of the world. These MSG shows were filmed for their movie The Song Remains the Same. But backstage, nearly $200,000 of the band's cash was stolen from their hotel safe. The crime was never solved. A moment of levity between Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins in 1974. This was during the grueling tour for The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, which would be Gabriel's last. He had already secretly made the decision to leave the band that made him famous. The master in his workshop. Backstage in '82, Eddie Van Halen is surrounded by his famous Frankenstrats. He was a relentless innovator, constantly tinkering with parts to create his signature sound, a process that led to his legendary partnership with Kramer Guitars. Angus Young, a human lightning bolt, during AC/DC's first UK tour. His famous schoolboy uniform was his sister's idea. He'd already tried a gorilla suit and a Spider-Man costume before finding the signature look that would make him an icon. The kings of soft rock, Bread. But before the smooth ballads, leader David Gates was a hard-working studio musician. He arranged the novelty hit, Alley Oop, and even worked on records for the avant-garde madman, Captain Beefheart. Genesis as a trio, around 1978. With both Peter Gabriel and Steve Hackett gone, the band was at a crossroads. Their surprise hit, Follow You, Follow Me, charted a new path, launching their unexpected second act as global pop superstars.